Hello and welcome to the Daily Debate Live Wednesday with Taghreed Hussein here on Nile TV International. Tonight we'll be discussing Egypt's foreign policy and also talking international relations. No doubt that the geopolitical, strategic and even cultural and religious importance of Egypt has always allowed it to play a pivotal role and an important role in its foreign policy at all levels. Besides being a great influence also on the African continent, Egypt is also the most prominent country in the region and the Arab world. So as a result, the great powers consider close relations or ally with Egypt essential, and also historical experiences. This also as well as the current events that clearly prove this all over the way. Current regional and international circumstances have given a vivid proof that President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has led Egypt's foreign policy over the last years on balanced basis that have caused an activation in Egypt's international relations with all the regional as well as international and also with continental powers. Through reading in the New Republic's Power today, we are reading regionally, continentally, and also internationally. And today it's obvious that the state stands as the holder of an important key to most regional and international issues, having a pivotal role in the region and also worldwide. And in our episode tonight, we are really delighted to have with us Dr. Hussam Allam, who is our international relations researcher for tonight. Dr. Allam, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. Always a pleasure.
Thank you. Pleasure is mine. And tonight we'll be talking about Egypt's keenness in order to open continuous lines of communication with the outside world, with all the international partners, charting strong relations with the world powers, and also will be reading into the latest visit by the Japanese Prime Minister to the country, tackling also Egypt's pivotal role in the region. But first, let's have a look at the day's top story. And on the major headlines earlier in the day, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi received on Wednesday a high-level delegation from the U.S. House of Representatives, headed by the Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, and the membership of a number of chairmen and members of committees from the Republican as well as the Democratic parties. The official spokesperson for the presidency, Ahmed Fahmy, stated that the meeting witnessed confirmation on the depth of the extended strategic partnership and close ties between Egypt and the United States, as the president has stressed on the importance that Egypt attaches to communicating with the leaders of the U.S. Congress within the framework of coordination and consultations between the two friendly countries at various levels, especially in light of the turbulent regional state and escalating challenges it poses. This in addition to the current international situation that has left crises in energy, in food, in finance, with a negative impact on many countries of the world. In that context, the Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives affirmed his country's great appreciation for Egypt and its pivotal role in consolidating security, stability, and peace in the region, and stressed the state's keenness to continue strengthening and advancing bilateral cooperation between the two countries at the various levels and in the different fields. The official spokesperson for the presidency revealed that the meeting also witnessed discussions on ways to restore and consolidate peace and security at the international level, in addition to the developments on the regional arena. In that regard, the head of state stressed on the importance of intensifying efforts to reach political solutions to the existing crises in a manner that preserves the unity of states and the capabilities of their people and prevents slipping towards chaos and destruction, stressing on Egypt's utmost efforts to advance the path of peaceful political dialogue and protection of civilians in Sudan. And for more on the top story of the day, we're very much delighted and honored to have with us His Excellency Ambassador Mohamed Orabi, Egypt's former foreign minister. Your Excellency, thank you so much for joining Nile TV.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Excellency. And well, earlier in the day, it has been a very important meeting, and a U.S. high-level delegation from the U.S. House of Representatives Representatives headed by the Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, witnessing the discussions on ways to consolidate relations and peace and security on the international and regional levels. Definitely, Your Excellency, the timing is very important, and the high-level meetings are very significant.
Yeah, sure. I think I think it is his first even stop in the Middle East, and maybe it is the first also visit outside the United States. So I guess all these things give a lot of meaning to the visit and the meeting with actually the President of Fattah al-Sisi. I think they are looking to Egypt as a cornerstone for stability and peace in the region. So that's why they pay all this attention to come to visit Egypt and to discuss many important files with the President and the Foreign Minister. And the bilateral relation also was part of this discussion. And we always, look to the American-Egyptian relationship as strategic relations. And so we have to cement this relation and try to even open more venues to discuss, and more venues even for cooperation and collaboration.
Yes, both countries definitely are adamant to continue further fostering and bolstering bilateral cooperation, advancing bilateral cooperation on different levels, and this of course, as we all know, is reflecting Egypt's weight in the region. They also talked Egypt's positive efforts and pivotal role in activating the role between the Israeli and the Palestinian sides and achieving this sense of continuation and revitalization of the peace process, Your Excellency.
Yes, actually this is part of the Egyptian diplomacy and even part of the discussion between Egypt and the United States all the time, how we can pave the way for more peaceful existence between the Palestinians and the Israelis. And I think Egypt also was the important part for ease the tensions between the two sides, whatever it is. And we always succeed, to pave the way for more discussion and more dialogue. And I think everybody can recognize the efforts done by Egypt through all these years in order to try to create a peaceful atmosphere between the two sides. But unfortunately, it doesn't lead to serious negotiation between them. And so I think Egypt always trying to put that in the front of the American administration and the American houses, that we need a serious peace process. It's not just to ceasefire between the two sides, but also we have to advocate the idea that the Palestinians and the Israelis, they should discuss in a serious manner how they can have a peaceful solution, and how we can even give the Palestinians the right to create their own state with the capital of the East Jerusalem.
Yes. Actually, more than one important outcome, the significance of the different issues on the agenda. And we have been witnessing also consolidating security, peace, and stability in the region, as Your Excellency has outlined that this was also on top of the talks. What messages also, Your Excellency?
I think Egypt is now demonstrate that they can play an important role for maintaining peace, stability, and development. So this is actually the manner of the Egyptian foreign policy, and I think we will pursue this kind of diplomacy to tackle all the files which is now everywhere and around us, in Libya and Sudan, in Gaza, in Syria, Yemen. But anyway, our diplomacy proves that they are successful and has a vision, and I think it even tackles the needs of the people of these countries. So that's why it owns respect and appreciation from everybody.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Ambassador Mohamed Orabi, Egypt's former Minister of Foreign Affairs, joining us live on Wednesday debate. Thank you, Your Excellency, for your time.
Thank you.
Well, moving on to the second top story, it has been definitely hitting headlines earlier in the day. Egypt's national dialogue kicking off. The national dialogue kicked off on Wednesday with the participation of a host of political forces, civil society groups, as well as professional and labor unions, as well as public figures to discuss key political, economic, as well as social issues. In a recorded speech in the opening session, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi stressed his support for the national dialogue, vowing to provide all the means to ensure its success and activate its outcomes within a framework of democracy and effective political practice. President el-Sisi also called on the participants to work for the success of the dialogue and to find solutions to the nation's challenges. In his recorded speech, the president stressed that his call for dialogue has stemmed from a strong belief that he holds about the Egyptian nation and also the Egyptian people who are having the capabilities and potential to find path towards progress in all political, economic, as well as social fields. The president wished the national dialogue participants success in this great patriotic duty, stressing that he looks forward to participating in the final phases of the dialogue. A number of prominent figures had delivered speeches at the session, including the former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Amr Moussa, as well as political expert, Mr. Hossein Badrawi. It is also worth noting that the meeting witnessed the attendance of nearly 1,000 participants, including media professionals, writers, heads of universities, research centers, members of parliament, religious figures, and also the youth from the different political forces. We're back and we are discussing tonight Egypt's foreign policy and international relations.